What's going on today? This your boy Toon, and this is YBETV. I want to give you guys a quick comparison of trucking versus selling products. I really ain't sold no services, so you know what I'm saying, selling products. First and foremost, I want to kind of give you some insight on the products I sell. Like, I got a clothing line now. This is just my Powwow accessory company. That's what I'm on my way to right now, is to the Powwow show. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, okay, so I've been selling products and I've made trucker money selling products. Now, pros and cons to both in comparison. When trucking was at its peak for me, the Powwow shows, that it was no way that I could have made what I made at the Powwow show. Trucking at the Powwow show, right? Now, I will say, starting off, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, well, it's the same thing, because starting off in trucking, I wasn't really making as much. You know, I had to learn the ropes, but both, you can make a lot of money with both. You just gotta find the product that sells and you can move it. Now, with that being said, with the Powwow show, one of the biggest pros to me is people. I like sitting back with the people. Dealing with the people is hit or miss. Like, sometimes it's a lot of fun. Sometimes it's kind of agitating. Because sometimes you get people that don't even acknowledge you. You speaking to them, they just, and they'll go the other way. You know what I'm saying? And act as if they don't even see you. And that comes with a level of aggravation. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I used to scream racism, like, I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first started off doing it, I used to think it was like racist. Like, because you go into these shows and it's not a lot of, you know what I'm saying, in there. It's more of the other folks, you know what I'm saying? YouTube people, you know what I'm saying? YT people, you know what I'm saying? So the first thing I would think, that was the first thing, like, why is they just looking at me like I ain't, how you doing today, sir? And they, excuse me, sir, I wanted to, like, man, like, the first thing that comes to your mind is that, right? But over time, when you start to see that they do that to everybody. So you'll see a person that, you know what I'm saying, you try to get their attention and you try to bring them on over, and you look over and there's somebody else that's non-black, and they working the same angle. They trying to bring people over and talk to them, hey, how you doing? And you see them, and you're like, oh, he's not racist. He's just a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just rude. You feel me? So it's like, okay, now I get it. Like, this person is just a jerk. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, after learning that, then you know, like, you don't really take it personally. You just like, jerk. You know what I'm saying? But, like, it's okay to be a jerk. You could just be having a bad day. Like, racism, being a racist is something totally different. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I learned that. That was something that I definitely did learn. Now, outside of that, trucking, man, like, the traveling was always, like, one of the biggest things was traveling and seeing something new all the time, right? In the beginning. I was going through the mountains. I was loving it. And then, now, that was a pro. Now, one of the cons was the danger, man. Like, that wintertime driving through mountains, chaining up. And another biggest con that I swear to God, like, right now, it feels so good to be in my personal vehicle, even when I'm connected to my trailer, which is in the back. When I'm riding through these weigh stations and riding past DOT, I'm not getting pulled over all the time. I'm not getting pulled into weigh stations and somebody asking me ridiculous stuff. Hey, I need to check your brakes. Okay, how does that make sense, sir? Because it makes sense because if you push your brakes, it should be at this measurement. But if it takes 2 people for you to check it, that means it takes 2 people for me to check it, and I'm only one person, sir. So how can you expect me to have this in line when I'm only one person? Like, if you're gonna pull people in, like that right there should be like something that you should pull people in, measure their brakes, and be like, hey, we need to get this service. But that shouldn't go against them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different things that be like, this don't make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hated the harassment. That's another thing. I hated the feeling that I used to get when the light used to go beep, 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 beep. And like the feeling of relief when I got the beep, beep, the green light and the red light. Oh my God, I will never, ever miss that. I will never miss that. I will never miss riding through the winter time with that trailer. I did like sitting in the back of my cab and like waiting on shippers. You know what I'm saying? You at the end of the load, you feel pretty accomplished. Like, yeah, I finished another load, completed, no accidents. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely felt good. And the money, like, man, when I was trucking, I remember some weeks where I made over $10,000. Like, I wouldn't say I took home over $10,000, but I definitely made over $10,000. So I probably took home about $8,000 and something because my expenses didn't really change. The only thing changed was my variable costs, like gas. You know what I'm saying? So like, I used to love the fact of that, and I missed the negotiations. When the race was good, I used to have fun talking to the brokers. Like, we would laugh. I would be able to play. And I remember all of that being sucked out of the game when the brokers started to become nasty when the ball was in their court. When the ball became in their court where the rates was bad, they just become nasty and they start hanging up in your face. Yeah, hello. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'm looking at the load from Chicago to Indianapolis. Yeah, 137 miles. We looking at $450. Like $450, bro. Like that's not. Also, you don't want it. All right then. Well, bye. Click. Not even back. Also, you don't want it. Click, and just hang up in your face. Like. It just got to a point where it was just versus when the money was in the trucking. The brokers are calling you now. Just, hello, hey, we see that you in the Chicago area, especially if you put your location on a load board. Hey, we see that you in the Chicago area. Are you empty, or when will you be empty? Will you be empty by tomorrow morning at 7? Yeah, I'll be empty by tomorrow morning at 7. Okay, all right, I got a load going from Chicago to Indianapolis, 127 miles. I'm looking at, can you do it for 1,000? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You kind of calling me, and my old lady just sent me some naked pictures. They like, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I should send you a picture of her feet. And then she sent me a picture of her feet with no socks on. I'm like, I know you probably thinking, but I'm like, my old lady got some of the prettiest feet on the west side of Indiana. And then they just cracking up like, I'm like, I can send you a picture of these feet. You know what I'm saying? If you would like, I can send you a picture. No, we don't we don't need a picture of your wife's feet, okay? I'm like, but my point is that that was an invitation. She just got me some lobster bites, some crab legs, and she sent the picture of fees, which means I've been green lit, okay? To come in and it's smooth sailing, okay? They like, okay. So I'm like, $1,000 ain't gonna make me turn that down. So you know what I'm saying? I can be on my way home in the next couple hours. $1,000 not gonna stop me from going home. What can you do to get me away from them feet? Now, what's your email address? Because I'm about to send these feet. I'm not giving you my email. I don't want to see her feet, sir. I'm okay. You're funny. I'm like, no, okay, all jokes aside, what can you do? Can you do 12? I'm like, man, them feet getting colder. Them feet is getting colder. You say 1350, I'm not even gonna open up that message no more. Well, I can't do 1350. We're almost 14. We're about 14 in it. Can you do 13? I was like, how about this? Let's meet in the middle. 1325, and I leave the feet alone. All right, Mr. Good, we'll do 1325. All right, man. I would have did it for 11. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have fun. Negotiate, man. It was fun. And then I would do it. And then another thing is, I like the fact that you do the load and I could take a picture of the bill of lading, send it from my phone to the company that buys the paperwork, my factoring company, and then after I send it to my factoring company, next morning I wake up, check in the bank. I'm talking about I just wake up, 1325, look like a hit. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hello? Yeah. You say Woodburn, Indiana to Lansing? You offered me $1,200, cause then the brokers, they get to a place, like, it was always fun cause the broker was get to a place where they know what you've run it for. They got in the thing, like, YBE Transportation ran this load the last 4 times for $1,200. So, but the thing is that Sarah know me. Sarah called me, come on, Mr. Goodwin, I know your white feet, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, send it on over. So she know, but this Dave don't know about my white feet yet. So Dave, oh, you about to get it. Yeah, hello, yeah, man, it says right here you running for 12. I'm like, yeah, but look, let me explain something. My wife ovulated, man. We trying to make a baby. I'm like, I swear to God, and she has pretty feet. So the one thing that I like is work and play at the same time. I'm getting to do, that's just like giving me a job to play on a sliding board, bro. You understand? It's like having a job at the water park and your job is to test the water slides. So with that being said, I want to go test the water slide. $1,200 normally would suffice, but this time I got something important, and I see that load needs to be, what you say, it needs to be picked up when? In 2 hours, which means I gotta leave out now, sir. I gotta leave out now. So what do you think? And don't like, man, I used to love trucking when I got to that part, because like it was so much to negotiate. Don't let them give you a load that's already late. And you're like, wait. What time did the load supposed to be picked up? At 1? Okay, so I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm probably gonna sit in that dock for 5 to 10 hours because I gotta be worked in and they ain't always busy at Woodburn. So I'm just letting you know that this load probably gonna be late on the back end, which means that I'm gonna probably lose. So I know that this normal rate for this load is $1,200, but I'm not doing this $1,200 because well, we need somebody up there now. Can you do it for 13? Okay, look, let me explain this to you. I want closer to 3,000. 3,000, Mr. Goodwin, that is absurd. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, I may miss my next reload. So, like, all right, look, I know you may seem like it's not fair, but in all actuality, it is. So just be fair. Just think about it. I got to get worked in. I don't know what I'm facing, and I know you know that I'm telling the truth because you didn't got somebody been late at a stop, and you know that they got to get worked in. That is hours. And after you get, yeah, you're right, Mr. I'm like, come on. Now, I'm not going to play you like you dumb. Please don't play me like I'm dumb. Because I've been doing this long, and it seems like that you a vet too. And it sounds like you a vet. So what can we do to make sure this makes sense? All right, let me talk to my boss. They come back. Okay, well, I talked to my boss. If you can get up there right now, they're saying that they'll give you $2,900. I'm like, $2,900, meet me in the middle, $2,950, because I wanted $3,000. Okay, for $50, we're not gonna lose you. Okay, good, get up there now. All right, cool. Send the paper, send the Raycon. $2,900. Now go in there and finesse them to get me out there as fast as possible and get the load there on time. Now, if I get there and I get the load there and it's late and all this other stuff, and then I had that $2,900, where they say $2,900, get the load there for $2,900, not made $2,900. And then I get there, they say, well, you missed your what's-the-name time. We can't get you back for 3 days. Now I got to call and say, hey, I can't sit over here and wait for 3 days, so I need to take it back, and I need the same rate going back. Because I may sit in that dock too. Let me see what we could do. Next thing you know, I got a Raycon for another $2,900. I loved that. That didn't happen to me like 2-3 times. I had it where they had to pay me for running my trailer for 4 days. It sat in the yard while I was at home chilling, and I just had to make sure that they kept diesel in it. And the yard that I was at, they'll put diesel. Hey, could you make sure? Okay, how low is it? It's on a quarter. Could you add about 2 more quarters? Yeah, about 5 gallons, 6 gallons, so it'd be good for tomorrow. All right, 4 days. I'm talking about 4 days set, and they had to pay me every day that my trailer was what's the name. So it was cool, man. I made good money off sitting back at the crib chilling. So like, man, like our trucking used to be the stuff, and it was better than what I did now, but not no more. Not no more. This your boy Toon. If you don't want to end up in a box.